Welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and the reason why I'm so excited is that Fabrizio Romano himself and also the Guardian newspaper confirms that Darwin Nunez has reached, Liverpool have reached a personal, verbal agreement with Darwin Nunez and with Benfica as well. So that is an absolutely brilliant news, and if you are excited about this, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on the bell notification, you know the drill. And Liverpool will pay a guaranteed 80 million euros plus another 20 million euros in add-ons. You might ask, how much is that in pounds? That's 68.3 million pounds guaranteed up front, and another 15 million, I think, in bonuses or something like that. So that is a huge transfer fee, an absolutely staggering transfer fee that puts him as the #1 biggest transfer in Liverpool's history, which is absolutely fantastic. Liverpool break their record transfer fee with the Darwin Nunez transfer, and I couldn't be more excited about this news. And also we will talk about the Sadio Mane to Bayern Munich latest situation and the latest news regarding that transfer saga. Bayern Munich will have to increase their bid for Sadio Mane. But first, let's focus on Darwin Nunez. Fabrizio Romano have said that Liverpool have acted decisively over Nunez in the face of interest from Manchester United. I think the fact that Manchester United also bid for Darwin Nunez has accelerated this transfer, and maybe it was Benfica or Darwin Nunez's agent, Jorge Mendes, who leaked this to the press. So Liverpool will quicken the negotiations and they will maybe improve their bid to Benfica, because Liverpool didn't want to lose out on their #1 transfer target, which is Darwin Nunez, who was the top scorer in the Portuguese league with 26 goals. He scored 34 goals in total, 10 games in the Champions League, 6 goals, 2 of them against Liverpool, and he also scored 2 against Barcelona, 1 against Bayern Munich. So he is a big game player. He signs a 5-year deal confirmed by Fabrizio Romano and also the Guardian newspaper. And he's of course the second South American player that Liverpool buy, and the second South American player coming from Portugal, from the Portuguese league. And the fact Luis Diaz was such a success makes the Liverpool fans even more excited for this. And of course, if the Darwin Nunez deal is wrapped up, and this could be announced later tonight. By the way, I'm going to the Hungary-Germany game tonight, so tomorrow morning I will try to edit a match vlog video about the game. I'm really excited about it. My home nation, Hungary, taking on the mighty Germany national team. So this move of Darwin Nunez coming to Liverpool, and I said this before, the only way Liverpool are selling Sadio Mane is if we have a replacement lined up and already coming in. Because Liverpool don't want to arrive in a situation where we have Sadio Mane leaving and then nobody arriving. So Liverpool, it will increase the likelihood of Liverpool selling Mane to Bayern Munich. Liverpool already have rejected 2 bids. The second bid was worth 30 million, but that was only 23 million up front, and another 7 million, with bonuses and add-ons. And the talks, of course, will continue, and Sky Sports journalist is saying that eventually you have a feeling, because Bayern Munich and Liverpool are talking for days, that an agreement will be made between Liverpool and also Bayern Munich. So Sadio Mane will eventually get his wish and go to Bayern. Liverpool want a little bit more than 40 million for Mane, so I think they will meet in the middle or something like that, and maybe Liverpool will accept a 35 million pound bid, because Liverpool know that Mane only has 1 year left on his contract, but also Liverpool know that Mane is worth a lot more than 30 million, even with 1 year left on his contract. And Darwin Nunez has a really good record at Benfica. In total, from 85 games, he scored 48 goals, which is quite brilliant. And Almeria is due a 20% profit from the Darwin Nunez sale, so that's why Benfica wanted to maximize the transfer fee, because even if they get 100 million euros, they have to pay 20 million of that to Almeria, La Liga club. And it shows what a brilliant scouting department Benfica have. that they picked out Darwin Nunez from the Spanish second division, and just 19 or 20 months later, they are making a 75% profit on him. They signed him for 24 million euros, and now they are selling him for 100 million, which is absolutely amazing. And speaking of Almeria, their owner seemed to confirm Darwin Nunez's move to Liverpool. Taking to his Twitter account, the owner of Almeria, Turki Al-Sheikh, posted an image of Darwin Nunez in a Liverpool shirt, along with the caption that @Darwin as an Instagram account, and a lion emoji, a fire emoji, and a heart emoji. So he's basically confirming that Darwin Nunez is going to Liverpool. This may mean very little, as it's unlikely that the Saudi Arabian owner would have an insight into the deal. He's probably just reacting to the news that is being shared online. However, a 20% sell-on fee from Benfica to Almeria, that's a very significant transfer fee. I mean, sell-on clause fee for Almeria, because they just got promoted, I think, to the Spanish First Division, and they basically doubled their money on Darwin Nunez, which is a fantastic deal. And I also found an interview with the scout who found Darwin Nunez for Peñarol as a teenager. This is a scout from Uruguay, Jose Perdomo, and this is what he said. When Darwin Nunez left for Benfica, we were all wondering how he would perform in normal circumstances. If he did what he did in a pandemic context, imagine what he's capable of. If you consider Diego Forlan, Edinson Cavani, and Luis Suarez, they all have different characteristics, so I don't think you can compare them. But what actually excites me about Darwin Nunez is he's just 22 years old, and he has a lot of room for improvement on his 34 goal tally from last season. So Darwin Nunez could become maybe a player who regularly scores 20 goals a season, like Sadio Mane, and then you are replacing a 30-year-old with a 22-year-old for not a lot of money when it comes to, if you deduct Sadio Mane's transfer fee and wages from Darwin Nunez's transfer fee and wages, plus we are selling Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Aston Villa and Steven Gerrard are interested in him. We are trying to sell Takumi Minamino for 15 million. We already let Divock Origi go, so his wages are off the wage bill. And we are also, looking to sell Nat Phillips, Neco Williams, and other fringe players. So Liverpool could recoup a large part of that 68 or 70 million pound transfer fee that we are paying for Darwin Nunez. And if you can get an 8-year younger striker scoring a similar amount of goals to Sadio Mane, that is an absolutely fantastic piece of business, in my opinion. And what is also very interesting is that BBC Sport revealed that Luis Suarez has tried to convince the Barcelona board to sign Darwin Nunez when he was only playing in the Spanish second division for Almeria. He said, Luis Suarez said, I have 15 years of international experience, so I know a thing or two about forwards. And I told Barcelona, pay attention to Darwin Nunez, who is playing for Almeria at the moment. He's very good, he has very interesting skills, very interesting skill set. Barcelona did push for a deal, but because of the financial crisis that Barcelona still faces, ultimately they could not come to an agreement, and they watched Benfica spend a club record transfer fee of 24 million euros, which is 20 million pounds, to take Darwin Nunez to Benfica. And of course the rest is history. Darwin Nunez became a world-class striker, and he's going to Liverpool, which I'm super happy about. And it has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano as well that Darwin Nunez is flying to Liverpool for his medical. Barcelona indeed showed a strong interest in Darwin Nunez. We discussed how the operation would be and outlined it, but they were already going through a tough time financially back then, and that complicated things. That's what Almeria's sporting director João Gonçalves explained to BBC Sport. I'm convinced that had those talks happened in a less turbulent period for Barcelona, then he would have moved Darwin Nunez. What was on the table was the possibility of Barcelona signing Darwin and leaving him with us for another season on loan, pretty much like they had done before with Pedri at Las Palmas. But in the end, because of Barcelona's financial troubles, they didn't sign Darwin Nunez. And I think that turned out pretty well for Liverpool, because I don't think we would have been able to sign Darwin Nunez if he went already to Barcelona. And Darwin Nunez comes from a very humble beginnings, just like Luis Diaz. He grew up on the Brazilian border in Uruguay, in the small town of Artigas, and they were fearing much of their childhood that a river flood would destroy their house. I mean, Darwin Nunez and his family. So playing for Liverpool is not really that kind of pressure. It's a totally different kind of pressure. And despite these struggles, the humble Darwin Nunez's family, they always stayed together. And the first of them to leave home was the eldest son, Junior Nunez, who impressed Uruguayan powerhouse Peñarol. And this is where Jose Perdomo, the scout, came for him. And then he came back a few years later for the younger son, Darwin Nunez, as well. The scout said, when Darwin Nunez turned 13, I got in touch again with the father, Bibiano Nunez, about bringing Darwin Nunez to Peñarol. And he agreed. And then, when I arrived in Artigas, the mother, Silvia Ribeiro, was there and told me, Perdomo, you have already taken Junior from me, but Darwin, no, you will not take. Let's wait a bit more because he's still too young and I don't want to lose him as well. I already miss Junior a lot. It was a very difficult situation. It took 3-4 months to convince the mother. And when we finally did, you can say that she wasn't very friendly to me. She got very angry. Understandably, a mother doesn't want to lose both of his sons to, playing football abroad. And Darwin got to Peñarol in 2013 and quickly rose through the ranks at the club. By 2015, at the age of 16, he took part in a senior team training session for the first time. He couldn't have been happier. But Darwin Nunez got a roadblock, a setback. In 2017, he was forced to have surgery on his cruciate ligament, and Darwin Nunez couldn't play for 1.5 years. In 2017, it was a huge blow, and even it made him consider retiring from football altogether, but thankfully he decided against it, and his family and colleagues stood by his side. And so in 2018, he returned in time to secure a place in South America's Under-20 Championship the following year. And his performances in that tournament were hugely criticized on social media, which became an issue for Darwin Nunez, who took advice from the team's psychologist. From then on, he stopped checking his phone after matches, and that's the best way to do it, I think, for a footballer's mental health. If you read the abuse on Twitter, oh man, you just can't handle it. It's just too much. And Almeria needed a young striker, and they decided to take a gamble on Darwin Nunez, paying 8 million euros to Peñarol in 2019. He was an instant hit, going on to score 16 goals in his first and only season for Almeria, and they actually tripled their money. And they also, if you think that they could get another like 20 million euros on top of the 24 million that they sold him for, so they are getting an almost 40 million euro profit on Darwin Nunez, 36 million euro profit, which is pretty staggering. And Gonçalves said it was a matter of timing. Perhaps if we had gone for Darwin Nunez 6 months later, we wouldn't have been able to purchase him. Fortunately, we did it in a moment when he was starting to score at Peñarol, but hadn't become a sure thing. Even though he had not done well for the under-20 side, we believed there was something special about him and we were rewarded for that. When he left for Benfica, we were all wondering how he would perform in normal circumstances. And what really excites the scout about Darwin Nunez is that I think, he said, he still has a lot to evolve. He has no ceiling really. He can become as good as anyone, and he will be Uruguay's future number 9. And they need another brilliant striker to come through after, Luis Suarez and Edison Cavani are both close to retirement. They maybe have another 2-3 years left in the tank, but not too many more. So Uruguay definitely need a number 9, and Darwin Nunez will be one hell of a player. So excited to see him play for Liverpool. And Simon Jones is reporting in the Daily Mail that Julian Nagelsmann it's understood that he has spoken to Sadio Mane, but Bayern Munich remain around £8 million short of Liverpool's £42 million valuation. So they probably bid around 34 million, and Liverpool want 42 million. But maybe with add-ons and bonuses, Bayern Munich can find an agreement with Liverpool. I think Liverpool will eventually sell Mane, mainly because we already have Darwin Nunez coming in, and also because we don't want to lose both Salah and Mane for free transfers. On free transfers, I mean, Salah already confirmed that he's staying at Liverpool next season, so next season we could see a Salah, Darwin Nunez, Luis Diaz frontline, or a Salah, Darwin Nunez, Diogo Jota frontline. Those are mouth-watering attacks. In theory, let's hope they work it out on the pitch as well. And German journalist Florian Peltenberg is reporting that Bayern spoke to Sadio Mane and they had a positive phone call with Julian Nagelsmann. Mane made clear that he wants to join Bayern Munich. Bayern was impressed that Mane doesn't have any airs and graces. He is not a big ego. He's a very humble guy. He made clear that he would do his best in every position that he's asked to play. He should become a massively leading figure in Bayern. Bosses hope that players like Kingsley Coman and Sané can get to another level alongside him. Negotiations are positive and ongoing. An agreement is very likely. So as I said, it's just a matter of when and not if Sadio Mane is joining Bayern Munich. But the former Crystal Palace chairman Simon Jordan, who is of course working for TalkSport, he says that Liverpool should never consider selling Mane. They should sell Bobby Firmino. He said, you can't get traction on which one it is that, is it Sadio Mane having too high salary demands? Or other people are saying that it's because Sadio Mane reached the end of the line with Liverpool. He wants a different challenge. I think it's the latter. I understand that Mane didn't really at any point ask for a big salary at Liverpool. He was just wanting a new challenge. If you are going to let anyone go, Simon Jordan said, I know Firmino is an integral part. He has an integral part in the way Liverpool play, but he has been such a clever, creative player. But if I'm going to let one of them go, it would probably be Firmino because of the age and to some extent the amount of games he plays. You've got the new kid in Diaz, so with that in mind, I really wouldn't want to be losing Mane. But yeah, the fact is, if Mane wants to go, then you let him go. That's the thing. If Mane wants to go and you say to him, no, you can't go, you are staying at Liverpool, you are just going to have an upset player for another year, and then he goes for absolutely nothing. If you sell Firmino right now, he wouldn't fetch anywhere near 40 million, maybe 20 million max that we could get for Firmino, because he also has 1 year left on his contract. Also, you can more easily extend the contract of Firmino and you don't have to pay him ridiculous wages because he's not one of the world's best players like Mane or Salah. They want ridiculous wages, something that Liverpool are not really prepared to pay. So that's the situation right now. What do you think about it? In the comments below, let me know. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later. Good night.